And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome back to Mark's Virtual Bar Trivia, the Comedy Store Edition. Why is it the Comedy Store Edition? Well, because all evening long, I'm going to be imploring you, I'm going to be begging you to go to thecomedystore.com and contribute a little bit of funds if you have anything lying around in between the couch cushions to donate to the relief fund of the Comedy Store employees. It's all the Comedy Store workers, everybody who cleans the building during the day, the people who, like I used to be, where you clean up puke, you park the cars of the rich comics who are pulling in, and occasionally some comics that they hire up and coming comics to do whatever else is necessary around that place to keep it humming. So they set up a relief fund during COVID-19. And if you want to go over there, it really mean a lot to me. And not only would it mean a lot to me, it would mean so much to me that I'll match whatever you contribute. So you may be looking and saying, well, Mark, you have such a fancy technological savvy. Is there going to be like a bell that dings every time we donate? Is there going to be some sort of notification? No, I have no way of knowing. If you screenshot it and you send it to me, either Instagram or Twitter, then I'll know and I'll make sure that I match that. So if you can give something, I'd really appreciate it. If not, totally get it. And you might even get money because after all, Mark's Virtual Bar Trivia, known around the world as the only show where we give you money, not the other way around. I, the purveyor, give you some cash. So I know a couple of y'all are still waiting from a couple weeks ago. Sorry, Venmo locks me out from time to time, but I actually have a contact at Venmo that I'm working with. So the rest of y'all are going to get paid hopefully by Monday, and then I should be able to get everybody else paid then or soon thereafter. So that's how it's all going to work. But hi, how are you doing? Everybody good? It's been I'll be honest, it's been a rough day and it's been a rough week for comedy. So today we lost two greats. We lost Fred Willard at the age of 86 and director Lynn Shelton, and it's been tough. It's been a lot of emotions today. And then in a bittersweet kind of notification that it's the birthday, would have been the 53rd birthday of the big man, Mr. John Schnepp, the king of the sweaties, the mightiest oak in the geek forest. So if you're willing and you're able to, raise a cold one to Mr. Schnepp. I know that Holly, his beloved partner, would appreciate it, and so would all of us. As a matter of fact, I can bring in someone who has a little bit of insight into a couple of these people, and this is just your first of many celebrity guests who are going to be popping in throughout the show. We'll get to some bar trivia. Yes, we will do a card pack opening at the end of the show, but right now, to kick things off, I can't think of anybody better than a man who I've spent so many evenings on the Comedy Store patio with, and occasionally this past year, we've shared the stage of the Comedy Store. That would be the one, the only, you know him, you love him, the author of Why We Love Star Wars, Mr. Ken Knapsack is in the building.
We're not opening the football cards yet? No? Oh, okay.
I told you to pace yourself.
Oh, that's right. Pace myself. Hey, Mark, happy to be here. I literally drove past the Comedy Store this afternoon. Grace and I decided to get a little stir crazy. We put the top down on the 2002 Mustang with the dent in the side of it. And we cranked some old mix CDs I had left in an old car, and
Nice.
we drove past it. We did Sunset, and it struck me, man. It struck me as the gulp in my throat over just seeing that place quiet. And yeah, during the day you might drive by and see it, but just to know that there's that's a 365 day a year place with so much history and so much people, like you said. And I was telling her those stories of going to the door. You know, I know you did, but like I would do shows there when Adam Devine of the Workaholics and everything, he'd be working and everything. So you start and you work your way up. And so many people are affected by just that place, and we know it's worldwide, it's nationwide. Everyone kind of suffers or is struggling in their own way. So I'm happy to be here with you in all sincerity, because I love comedy, I love being on the porch, I love those chicken tenders, and I'm happy to be here.
I can't imagine a stranger sight than driving by the world famous Comedy Store on Sunset Boulevard on a Sunday evening and not seeing a bunch of crazy people hanging around. So just waiting for that potluck to strike it rich. And that's what we all started out doing, is the open mic at the Comedy Store. And Ken, it's one of the first places that you and I saw each other perform up there in the belly room, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we both quickly forgot it, which was each other, which is probably right. Yeah, man, it was just one of those spots, and I'd come out of the Groundling system and found my way over there because of Peter Sprite and Brian Keith Etheridge, and eventually we're doing shows for Brian Irwin over there, and it just was something crazy, man. I passed, and one night, Mark Maron, who Lynn Shelton was his partner, and it's devastated there. And so it made me think of him actually driving by today too. Maron would pop in, and that's back when I was like the host of Short Attention Span Theater just walked in. Eddie Griffin, I'd see him there, and then one night, man, I'm doing a show at the Belly Room. I come out, and I just did my 6.5 minutes of mildly entertaining comedy, and Bob Zamuta's there. Bob Zamuta, Kaufman's writer. Man, love that place. And yeah, I remember you, Baby Carrots Jr. back in the day doing some funny stuff. So
yeah, it was a treat getting to come up there and getting to learn how to do stand up there. And Ken, what we're in for tonight is a bunch of different guests that are going to be popping in and out and saying hi at various points during the show. We are going to do some trivia, and actually, I wanted to have this next guest part of the first frame of trivia, if you will. There's some music trivia that I have for everybody, and I don't know if there's a better human on the face of the planet. Now, he sets up charities all over the country. He gives his time. He goes to children's hospitals and entertains them, and he's just an all-around nice guy. He always keeps threatening to move back to Philly, but we never want Steve Simone to leave Los Angeles. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Simone, how you doing, buddy?
How are you guys? Good to see you guys. I can't believe I figured out my technical issues and I'm doing this. This is awesome.
You crushed it, buddy. It is so good to see your face and actually interact with you. Like, we text from time to time and we have some fun online, but like this is just one of those things, Steve, where it's like, this is what we do on Saturday night. We get out, we go to the store, we hang out, we have a couple drinks and a lot of laughs.
I know.
And how are you handling all of this strangeness right now?
One day at a time. That was actually advice from Pauly Shore himself. I was like, Paulie's giving me quality advice. But essentially it was like, just do it one day. Like, just stay in the moment and just take it one day at a time. And don't try to anticipate anything. And that's what I've been doing. Like, it's been, to be honest with you, I'm loving it. Like, I feel like a fat kid on summer vacation. I rarely leave the house. I just eat all day and talk to my friends. Like, it's good. It's, all things considered, I'm doing good, but there's a lot that I do miss. And I miss hanging out at the store, because you can, on any given night, you can hang out with 30 different friends and spend time with them. And now during quarantine, for me to stay in touch with 30 people could take 4 days. You know what I mean? Like, to get somebody on the phone to.
It's crazy. And what's interesting about the Comedy Store and your history with the Comedy Store, Steve, is that you actually, the reason why you got to LA at all is actually because of Pauly Shore in a weird roundabout way. Is that right?
Yeah. Like, I entered a stand-up comedy contest back in Philadelphia. I never thought I would win, but I thought if I could make, that's one of the best sounds ever.
Did we all?
Everybody. Panama.
Steve, it's especially.
Hey, nerds. That's the sound of beverages being cracked open.
This is like a Schmidt's Gay commercial, because they have the sunglasses. Like, it's summertime on the beer.
Dude, the funniest commercial parody ever. Hands down.
It's the best.
Funniest ever. And with the original version with Van Halen, Beautiful Girls.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Amazing. So, yeah, I entered a contest. Pauly was the celebrity judge / host of the contest. There was a panel of judges, but he was like the guy, and I wound up winning the contest. And he was just, that night, he was like, dude, you belong at the store. And I was like, I was already quit my job. I'm already moving. So it worked out. Sometimes life works out, man.
I never heard that part of your story, Steve. That's spectacular. I love
it. It's real. Like, I'd come out to LA on a vacation. I had all these magical moments, and I came back and quit my job with the Eagles. And then my buddy that was supposed to move out here with me was like afraid to move out here. Yeah. So I was just quit my dream job, living with my parents, entered a stand-up contest, met Pauly, and then just drove out and hoped that his friend Dean, his road manager, Dean Gelber, remembered me. And he did, and that was it.
When you quit the Eagles, was that when they got Tony Franklin to kick, or what was
it? Tremendous reference. Barefoot Tony Franklin.
Who kicked for the Dolphins, and they cut him after he missed 4 field goals and a 9-7 loss to the Patriots.
He did not. He
Chris
missed
Thorne.
4 in one game.
Yes, on a Sunday night game with Joe Theismann and Mike Patrick as the announcers.
Oh man, I missed that ESPN crew of Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann. That's an underrated crew in the annals of Sunday night ESPN football. It's like when ESPN was first like broadcasting live national sporting events, and I loved it because I used to play for the Redskins, and I'm like, this is the best 3 hours of my week.
I remember when ESPN would just have like tractor pulls and stuff.
Yes. Something. The network that shows ping pong has got baseball.
Like, yes. Yeah. And I remember my dad trying to explain to me what Sports Center was. Buddy, it's not the news. It's just the sports on the news. Like, loving it. Because, like, you know how boring the news is when you're a kid? I'm like, I know what this is. This is going to be boring. No, this is the greatest show ever. I had ideas like this, but your mother prevented me from having any joy.
Steve, you got to tell the story of your dad. Every time you do your dad impression, you remind me of the summer of 1984 when you were begging your parents to take you to see Van Halen. And what ended up happening with that?
Well, my dad, I guess I wasn't old enough, but it was instituted with my older brother. My dad would take you to your first concert. And it was the Van Halen 1984 tour was coming through Philadelphia. My older brother was going with his friends. And I'm like, please, Dad, we got to get tickets. We got to see Van Halen. Okay, buddy, I'll get on it. I'm like, please, Dad, this is it. This is my first concert. I want to remember this forever. This is going to be the greatest thing. All right, what are you breaking my balls for? We'll get tickets. And then my older brother was like, it's sold out. You're not going to be able to get tickets. I'll be able to get tickets. And then it was like the day of the show. I go, Dad, are we going to Van Halen tonight? Buddy, we'll catch them next year. It's not like they're going to break up or anything. And then they broke up. But then Uncle Mark Ellis made the dream come true of finally catching Van Halen with David Lee Roth.
Oh, God. We had so much fun at those shows in 2007 and in 2012. And when you and I used to go to the Whiskey to go see the Atomic Punks, and one famous 4th of July celebration, me and Steve
Van Halen.
We went to Venice Beach to watch the fireworks because there was a Van Halen cover band playing called Fan Halen.
Yep. And I believe their Michael Anthony, their bass player, I believe was also did the majority of their locals, not unlike the real Michael Anthony before. I think he was the lead singer of Mammoth and Snake. Before he joined Van Halen.
It was a magical time to hear Jump being played as the fireworks are going off, and you're just drunk enough to pretend it's really Van Halen.
Yeah, enough beers, if you squint your eyes, you're like, Diamond Dave still got it.
Steve,
you remember we saw them at Jimmy Kimmel too?
Oh, right. Mr. Barris, Don Barris, who is the amazing crowd warm-up guy who does Jimmy Kimmel crowd warm-up. He got us tickets to go see Van Halen when they played the show on Hollywood Boulevard, and they closed down all of Hollywood Boulevard, and and Van Halen played like 9 songs, and it was just epic.
Yeah, it was like a dream come true to see Hollywood Boulevard close down and the mighty Van Halen do what they do best. It was awesome.
Yeah. Steve, I actually we're gonna say bye to you for a sec.
I'll be here.
Oh,
it's all right.
See you, buddy.
But coming into the stream, I wanted to make sure that I got her mid-bite is one of our dear friends, Steve, who we all hang out with at the Comedy Store. I still have trouble pronouncing the name of her new dog, who's adorable, but we dearly love and miss Blanche, and I'm pleased to welcome our friend, Miss Eliza Schlesinger, to the podcast.
No way. I get to interact with a celebrity. Hey, Eliza, how are you, buddy?
I'm thriving. No. This is terrible.
Thriving, such a tremendous word.
Isn't it the
thriving.
Worst? I'm
yeah.
thriving. Really taking
Eliza, are you eating what you cooked on your show tonight?
No, we only made hummus, and Noah threw
Hi,
out
buddy.
his back, and I was like, let's just get Chinese food. So we did.
Oh, that's awesome. Where'd you get the Chinese from? Is it delicious?
Where's it from?
Northern Cafe.
Oh, I've never had that.
It's very good.
Hollywood doesn't have great Chinese food, and San Gabriel Valley has everything. So it's like, what do you do if you're white and you live in Laurel Canyon? You can't.
I would recommend There's a place on the other side of the hill, the nerd side of the hill, my side of the hill, called Green Apple, that has legit East Coast egg rolls. They have New York style egg rolls.
Tasty. Yeah, we don't. We just did it here. What?
Only in LA do you have to talk about where to go in LA to get authentic New York style Chinese food.
Yeah, exactly. I have a fat guy Rolodex where I collect tips like they're horses at the track. I'm like, what do you got for egg rolls? And I'm like, let me check this place out.
It's a
And then
Rolodex.
Yeah. I have files of fat guy notes from all over the city.
You guys have like a weekly meeting at Fat Sal's. Mark, I know you love that place. It's so gross.
Eliza and I went to Fat Sal's one time, and we get there, and she doesn't tell me until we arrive that they don't serve alcohol there. And I'm like, well, shit, I wanted to drink.
I wasn't keeping it from you.
So she did not tell me. She did not give me the full disclosure of the place. So we get to Fat Sal's, and I'm like, hey, you guys don't serve alcohol? They're like, no, but you can go across the street, get a 40 and brown bag it and come back. So
You're like,
was that
that
any
helps me
indication
tolerate the
that
food.
you
I
might
still
have an
mozzarella
alcohol problem where you have to brown bag it in order to eat? Like that's like Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles trying to explain to John Candy that he was annoying. He was like, you didn't notice when I started to read the vomit bag that I might not be interested. Here's a hint, not everything's an anecdote. You have to discern for something that's mildly amusing or
ice cold chicken drummies on everything with mozzarella sticks. Like, you need to be shit canned. Like, you're not allowed to go there. And that's why somebody drove a car through the front of it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I had a fat buddy once that tried to tell me Fat Sal's had a cheeseburger salad. And I'm like, really? They have a cheeseburger salad? That's interesting. So we went there, and it was not a cheeseburger salad. It was French fries that had a cheeseburger on top of it. But just because there was lettuce and tomato from the cheeseburger, he was like, see, it's a salad. I'm like, no, dude.
So many
French
of
fries.
our Western fans are watching this. They're like, that's a salad. That's a Minnesotan salad.
That's why I'm moving.
And that's
Eliza,
so
between you and Steve, like basically my nights can be spent usually is watching Eliza and Noah cook something out of their pantry on their nightly Instagram live show. And then you go over to Simone's Instagram around 11 p.m. and he's making pizza. It's just like the two of you are
I'm going to make pizza tonight.
Yeah.
And then you go to Steve's Twitter and we all feel horrible because Steve's like, here's what I'm grateful for. Here's who I'm helping today. And we're all just feeling bad for ourselves. He's like, I'm going to help. There's a handicapped hospital that was on fire. I'm there helping all my buddies. And we're at home like, oh my God.
Alice is donating Star Wars toys to my buddy.
Hey.
I just need those by the 26th.
There's one thing I can do.
I'm very grateful for that.
Eliza, I was trying to come up with a comparison as to how nice of a guy Steve Simone is, and I think I hit on something. Steve Simone is like his whole life is like Ebenezer Scrooge at the very end of A Christmas Carol when he wakes up.
It's like a renewed sense of
it's still
faith
Christmas
all day, every day. Steve is the
I need
giver
it.
of benefits of the doubt. Like, you'd be like, Steve, I don't know. The guy murdered his whole family. Steve's like, some people just need a hug. Steve's got a heart of gold. I want to donate something, but no. What does your little buddy want? Does he want a copy of Girl Logic? That's all I have.
Oh, I'm breaking up. I didn't hear that part.
It's okay.
You guys hear me?
You can exit and come back if you're breaking up a little bit.
Is it me?
I don't think it's you, Eliza. I love that your name is Rohirsch. Did you want to enlighten the folks at home as to exactly what Rohirsch means?
You know, I did it for you, and I wonder if it's even funny now that we tell it, but it was basically like you, me, and like J. Chris Newberg like took a gig in like Lancaster or something, right?
Yeah. It was I've never seen more nail salons on one strip than when we went to Lancaster, and that was all there was to do before the show was get our nails done.
It's also, there were human trafficking there, but we went and we see this guy in like a truck with like a lift kit and he's next to us just crushing beers in traffic. And he he drove past us and the license plate just said Rohirsch. We're like, that is Rohirsch. That's definitely Rohirsch.
It's exactly what Rohirsch looks like.
I remember that gig. It was at like a bar. It was like a bar gig that we, I guess, got paid a lot to go to.
It was good. Steve, do you remember the worst bar gig that you ever did?
You guys hear me? I'm terrible at technology.
Can you hear us okay?
I can't hear it.
I have a question. What are we raising money for? Comedy Store Relief Fund?
Comedy Store Relief Fund, yeah.
Is this the same as the Comic Assistance Fund? Is this just for the Comedy Store workers?
It's for the Comedy Store workers. So there's like the Comics Assistance Fund. And then, I mean, if anybody donates anything that's comedy related, Eliza and I are going to thank you. But just because the Comedy Store in particular, like I love all the people there and everybody that works there. And I used to work there. That's the cause that I wanted to champion tonight. So I figured having a celebrity such as yourself gnawing on New York Chinese food from Los Angeles.
Yeah, Mark, we all used to work there. It's so sad. You know what? When this whole thing happened, I remember thinking, what about all the Comedy Store employees?
Mm-hmm.
And I was hoping, and then everybody, they did all these things for, the comics, and I was just like, what about all the waiters and the door guys and the cooks and everyone that, takes such good care of us? So I'm glad that they're finally doing something.
Yeah, I've always said that stand-up is the easiest job at the comedy club to do. And it's all the other stuff that is working for tips in a dark room where you're not allowed to talk to anyone. It's
where no one can see your face and body. It's really hard to get tips. Yeah, and you can't talk. But there's that.
Having so many laughs. I can't hear anything.
In a club, I always feel like the audience.
I can't hear anything.
Oh my God, Dad.
Hey, Steve, can you hear us?
What was that movie where the guy was on the microphone? Police Academy, maybe that's what it sounds like.
Are you calling from a flip phone?
Hello, can you guys hear me? Now I hear it's
awful.
I can't hear anything.
I think we can hear you.
This is the worst.
Right.
I'll tell you what.
I need to get an autograph from Eliza for somebody. I can't even ask her for an autograph because I can't.
I'll make sure you get the autograph.
Am I in now?
Wherever you want. Are we doing trivia?
We are going to do some trivia, yeah. Before we say goodbye to Steve, do you want to let all the folks know?
I can't hear anything. Ellis, Eliza, I love you guys. I just can't hear anything.
We just hear a gun go off.
We love you, buddy.
Sorry.
Bye, Steve. We love you.
Let's all hang out soon.
It was just
It's still a classic Simone send-up. Love you guys. Let's all hang out, buddies.
It's exactly what Steve Simone is about. He is a wonderful human being and one of the first comics that I actually saw perform at the Comedy Store. But yeah, I did want to bring Eliza and Noah on tonight. Because I missed you a lot, and I was telling you, Eliza, the last time that I actually did anything social outside of just doing stand-up shows and seeing everybody was at y'all's place. That was the last night that I was out before this whole thing happened.
The movie?
The movie, yeah. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say.
No, it's not out yet. Yeah, that's okay. There's nothing to say about that. Yeah, it's really weird to think about. What was the last thing I did? Had we known, I would have made a greater effort to return your sweatshirt had I known I'd never see it. It's still downstairs. I didn't give it to the maid.
You know what? I think I owe you because you gave me one of Blanche's favorite toys, the faceless dog or the faceless wolf that Molly still plays with. So trading you that and the sweatshirt, I think is a fair swap.
At least I got a sweatshirt out of the deal, but we're pumped for some trivia.
It's going to be fun. So I just have 5 questions for y'all, and the fans who are commenting right now are going to play along. So whoever has the first correct comment gets $5 sent from me.
Yeah, we're a team. Okay. Are we a team, Noah and I, or are we separate?
Y'all can be a team. You can be separate. It depends on how competitive your relationship is.
Well, I don't want to lose in front of all these people.
Here. Okay. I'm going to make this first one between the two of you. So you guys are fighting each other on the first one. Okay. Okay. Now look, as everybody knows, question number 1 for $5 in the chat room. Everybody knows that the best Italian restaurant is Olive Garden. That's not up for dispute.
It's fact.
What year? What year did the first Olive Garden restaurant open its doors?
1986.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Whoever
say
gets closer.
79.
Ooh. Noah wins. Noah was closer by 1 year. The answer is 1982.
So what do I have to do? Do I have to like cut off a finger?
You have to cut off one finger or toe.
But
And it has to
not
be
from
on
yourself or me.
A dog finger. All right. Well, Noah. I
Okay.
don't know. You know what?
Noah's
You
up.
don't have to have sex with me tonight because you got that right. How's that?
Okay. Noah, you can determine what question you want next. Do you want a question that is about a movie featuring food or about a restaurant?
Ooh. Oh, he made these just for you.
Let's do a movie featuring food.
Okay.
Can I answer?
You can steal. If Noah doesn't know it, then you can steal.
Ooh.
How will we know I'm stealing?
You'll say the answer first.
Okay.
So just
Okay, Noah.
regular trivia.
In a movie that reminds me of you, they say when you love someone, you see them everywhere you go. In a movie that reminds me of you, Jon Favreau stars in the film Chef. Who plays his ex-wife?
Cameron Diaz. Sofia Vergara.
So Eliza gets the steal. And
Does it count if you say the wrong answer first?
No, because you didn't know. Also, it's bullshit. I was like, no way.
Why
No
don't-
way is that your
I was
ex-wife.
like, he's like, how talented does my character have to be for me to be able to bag Sofia Vergara and is it Scarlett Johansson? Who's the other person in it?
Yeah, they have a three-way on top of a griddle.
It's like that's the only way for him to prove how good of a chef he is
Yeah.
to give him the hottest
All right.
chicks in the world.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Noah, as somewhat of a celebrity chef yourself, can you attest to the fact that maybe being able to cook well can help your game with the ladies?
I mean, look at me.
I would argue that back in my single days, by the time they came over for me to cook them dinner, it was already kind of done. Like once they're at your house, I feel like you kind of already did the important work.
Yeah. So
You're already
I
in
guess
the red
my
zone.
food wasn't so bad that I blew it ever. They didn't eat dinner and then leave.
I had that happen once. A guy cooked for me and it was horrible. Then he almost cried.
Was that me yesterday?
It was you. Yeah. And he almost killed himself. All right.
Okay. Your next question, your third of 5.
Okay.
Name the film. What's the name of the movie where Adam Sandler plays a
Spanglish.
top chef?
Spanglish.
It sounded like Noah got that, Eliza.
Yeah. Because I was shoving food in my maw.
I just want to point out that Eliza did this call-in during dinner because it was the only time she could tear herself away from Bosch if she could multitask.
I love Bosch.
at the same time.
I was going to say, having Eliza eat this much, I feel like it's that scene in Stand By Me, the pie eating contest.
Or that scene in Any Time Eating Dinner with Eliza after a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get your hands away from my mouth. All right.
Okay. 2
Someone
questions for me.
somewhere is getting off on this. Just an FYI.
It's me.
Rock hard. Ready to go. All right. So we're one for one.
Noah's up 2-1.
I got the first one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so full. Okay.
Should we just stop here?
No.
Your next question, staying in the world of movies and food in movies, what was the name of the main course served in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?
Monkey brains? Oh, it was called something like.
Incorrect.
It was the snake that they slit open.
Yeah, what was it? What they call it?
Remember this?
Yeah, I don't know. Like Crab Rangoon surprise. Surprise, it's not Crab Rangoon.
We were looking for anyone in the chat room.
Wait, was it? Hey, at least we're not dipping you into a cage into lava. At least we're not human sacrificing you.
It was not called that, surprisingly. Mark Aquino got it. It is Snake Surprise.
I got surprised.
You got surprised, so I think half a point is appropriate.
And Eliza did get the dessert was, I believe, monkey's brains.
Yep. And remember,
chill, monkey brains.
I remember she ate a green apple. In that. Weirdly, I remember that.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so your
All right,
last
go.
question, and then you can go about your evening in peace.
It's either a
I
tie
can
or
go
I win.
about unhinging my jaw and consuming a whole baby pig at once.
Because if you get it right, we tie, right?
Well, then we need a tiebreaker. Okay, if I get it right, all right.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready.
All right. Shout it when you think you know it. Everybody in the chat room can play along. What restaurant is credited with the invention of curly fries?
Oh, Jack in the Box. That was really bad.
Nope.
As I said it, I was like, that's not right.
They do have great curly fries.
They do. Yeah,
What
it's
was-
the plot of Casablanca. It's in there.
It is a fast food restaurant.
I guess I'll say Arby's.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, none other than Noah, celebrity chef.
You forgot his last name.
It's Eisenbach.
No. Oh my God. Okay. Well, all right. Well, this sucked, and I wish I hadn't come here. And I hate losing.
Well,
Thanks, Mark, we're going to be in a fight tonight now because I won a trivia game.
hey, look, all I was trying to do was bring a little bit of the Comedy Store experience to your house, and I think I've accomplished that.
Comedy Store, which year? Because if you want to go early 2000s, you could tell me I'm fat and that girls aren't funny, and then not put me on the line.
I never said that. That might have been a sentiment. I never said that, folks. I'm going to clear the record.
All right. Well, I love the Comedy Store. I can't wait for it to open again. We should absolutely be taking care of all of our essential workers who work there. So thank you to everybody who's in the chat room.
And if you want the full experience, I'll go sit over to the side and look at my phone and not talk to anybody.
Yeah, that's his experience at the Comedy Store.
Y'all are the absolute best. Eliza has so much cool shit out right now on Netflix alone. You can go see her 5th special. You can go see her sketch show, which, by the way, is hysterical. And I had no idea you had that many characters. Like,
Thank you.
it's incredible. I remember in like 2007, you had a pilot where you played a version of Nancy Grace. And I was like, wow, this kid really got, like, she's a funny stand-up, but she also can, like, do all this stuff. You took it to another level, and Spencer Confidential, your Boston accent is A+.
Thanks, Mac.
Noah, congrats on the win. I miss both of y'all. See you guys soon, okay?
Love you. Thank you for doing this.
Mwah.
Good luck. Kisses. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Eliza Schlesinger and Noah Schlesinger. I don't know. You got to put me on the spot. I'm going to forget a lot of people's last names. So congrats to Noah. We do have more special guests for you all. I want to remind everybody to keep contributing to thecomedystore.com. You just go to thecomedystore.com. All the information's right there. If it's $1, if it's $10, whatever you have to give, I'll match it. Just send me a screenshot. And I really, really do appreciate it because hey, it's going to help me get stage time, probably. Right? Anyway. Your next celebrity guest is someone that I have known for a long time. And you know what? We all used to do a show together. So why not just bring them both in at the same time? It's Justine the Machine Marino and Joshua Hercules Makuga. Three's Too Much is back.
Woo!
Hi, Justine.
We're back.
Look, she's got the tiara and everything. Look at her. Look at her.
I did this. It's missing a few rhinestones, but you know, she's been through the ringer this quarantine, but we're here.
Justine, is that the tiara you wore when Mark didn't hook up with you watching The Notebook, or what's going on?
Exactly, it is.
Okay.
Chastity belt tiara.
And man, what a missed opportunity, because who would have thunk that this funny dance show is now taking off like it has on E. Justine, congrats on all your success.
Thank you. Who knew? I was a dancer the whole time, you guys.
Listen, Justine, as somebody who's performed with you karaoke many times, I know you can move. I've seen you dance. It's good.
From an esteemed wedding dance.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there. Uh-oh. There you are. You're back. Is your Wi-Fi on?
Are you on Wi-Fi, Justine?
Oh, here. Let me. There we go.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Am I unmuted?
I decided to unmute you and let you
I
speak.
can't hear you guys.
Can
can't
you
hear
hear
us
us now?
Wait, Mitch. Hold on, I'm flying.
This is so
Justine.
Justine.
This is
Guys,
exactly
Mitch
like a
is
normal
my
episode of Three's Too
IT
Much.
guy.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I can't
Great.
hear.
Try to mute, and then can you hear us now?
Unmuted my mic.
Oh, there you go. Now we can hear you.
Oh,
What? She can't hear us, Josh. What are we going to do about this?
Well, I mean, she could just chew gum into the microphone for an hour. I think we'd be fine.
Pretty much a three's too much. How did your show Josh Pretty go tonight?
Got Mitch?
Great episode. I lost my first
No,
loss.
I'm gonna
but,
join the
yeah.
meeting. I'm gonna leave and I can.
Well, there we go.
Hey.
How you doing, pal?
It's it is what it is. It is great to see you, my friend. I
Good to
like
see you,
the
buddy.
sharp haircut. You look fantastic.
I'm just like trying to basically just go up until I'm basically Forrest Gump. Like I'm just gonna go like very high and
Yeah,
tight.
you got a little bit of a jarhead thing going on right now.
Totally. Yeah, I keep going like one, thinking I'm gonna like it, and then I don't. So I'm just gonna eventually get back to my normal haircut. But we're in quarantine, so I figure just keep making risks there with the hair.
Why not? Who's going to see it other than the entire world? Can you hear us, Justine?
Okay, I'm back, you guys. I moved closer to the router. Mitch, the IT guy, came in and helped. He does stuff now that I don't work with you guys anymore. I had to find a boyfriend, so thanks for that.
Anything for you, Justine. Anything for you. No problem.
How are you guys in this quarantine?
Living the dream. I mean, it's fine, I guess. I'd like to go places, but other than that, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Well, you both are having a very
Hey,
successful
I love
quarantine because you both had TV shows that aired, I think, like literally back to back on Wednesday night. You could go watch
Yeah.
Eating History, and then you could go watch Funny
I
Dance
can't
Show.
hear Mark again. I'm so sorry.
And I'll unmute. How's that, Justine?
Wait, what's happening?
Ah,
Mitch?
oh no.
We can hear you. You can't hear us.
Wait, I can't now. What happened? I'm not touching anything. Mark, speak.
I'm afraid to.
See, I can't hear Mark.
Okay, Josh, you're gonna have to take this interview.
I can only hear you.
Well, Justine, as Mark said, he is very proud of you and that our quarantine went pretty well because we both had TV shows on the same night at basically the same time slot.
I know. Thank you, and congrats to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I can't hear Mark. I'm doing well in my career, but not on this live stream. So you can't win them all.
Josh, can you and Justine tell the story of how Three's Too Much came to be, and I'll just listen and reminisce along with you?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and switch to my computer. I'm gonna try and switch to my computer real quick. You guys start the trivia. I'll catch up.
Okay.
Here
we are, Mark.
I really have no recollection for how that. So Josh, Justine, and I used to do a podcast called Three's Too Much, and I have no recollection for how it actually started, whose idea it was, any of that stuff. It's all kind of like it's like that photo in Back to the Future where it's just slowly disappearing, and I just don't have any reconnaissance of any of it.
Yeah, well, I think how it started was Ashley Hamilton and Justine Marino were hosting a podcast. Okay.
Right.
And then Ashley Hamilton couldn't do the podcast ever. So she was bringing on guests, and she brought me on as a guest. And then she brought you on as a guest together. And the three of us did the show. And then she said, would you guys want to make this a show? Then she asked Frank Kramer. And then we were at Barney's Beanery watching football on a Sunday. And she texted both of us, we have a podcast if you guys want to do it. And we're like, all right, sounds like fun. And then 200 episodes later, or 100 plus episodes later, we had a podcast.
Did we really make? How many do you think we did?
Over 100 for sure.
Really?
Over 100 for sure. Yes. Yeah. For sure.
Wow.
It went almost 3 years, over 2 for sure.
Wow.
So we definitely hit 100 episodes for sure. Yeah.
Well, we do have a super fan of the show that we can bring in right now. This guy is a longtime admirer of both yours and myself. He apparently, I'm getting word that he wants to do an open mic because the gang at work tells him he's funny. And he is the biggest fan Three's Too Much ever had. Mr. Ken Knapsack is here. Huge. Ken, what an honor it must be for you to be on with both Josh and myself.
Look, I got to tell you, I have no stand-up specials, no TV shows in production development or have ever been made, but I do have a setup and good Wi-Fi now. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
You're outdoing Justine right now. You're crushing.
It's good to see both Eliza and Justine. To watch them both just work so hard to get to the next levels in their career was just it's good. It's good to see people who just you watch them grow from the ground up and do great things. And Josh too. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, thanks, Ken.
Yeah.
This is kind of the crew, and then sometimes it becomes more of an extended family when we all hang out at the Comedy Store patio together. So
Yes.
What is it about the Comedy Store patio that just says this is where we want to be going out on a Friday or Saturday night?
I think that it's like the perfect combination of bar and like outdoor space with like the right amount of like really weird people, funny comedians that you know, comedians that you try to avoid, and people that you run into that you haven't seen in a very long time and you're very excited to see. Like, it's this kind of perfect amalgamation. Also, that is like there's 2 bars you can go to. There's inside, there's outside. People can meet there. It's never too crowded either. Like, you can have a conversation. It's not too loud. Like, it's always warm out there. Even when it's cold, when the heaters are going, it's like this perfect little, it is like what you wanted in a Los Angeles bar without being a crappy club,
Yeah.
I would fully co-sign that. And I mean, it's nice to work there. Like, I always like when I have a few sets there and then I come out on the porch after my last set and I see you guys have already started. And it's almost like I don't even need to go anymore. It's like you guys are just so comfortable hanging out there. You wouldn't even miss me if I didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, we would because we like hanging out with you, but we also don't need you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it used to be like when I'd meet up with you there, I'd go, or I'd really work hard to get to your apartment before Mark so we could ride over there together because I was kind of scared. Like, I don't want to be at the store by myself. Now I just like walk up the door. I'm like, I'm going to be in the patio. I'm going to be drunk with Alice soon. They're like, come on in.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. And it only took like 18 months to get like a 10% discount from Toby. So,
Oh, you get 10. Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm at 8. I'm at 8 still.
Well, unfortunately, I think that the amount of alcohol that young man has provided with me more than makes up for the fact that he's charging you guys close to full price.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah.
It's great. But I tell you, not to go down too long down the story thing, Mark, but when I started there hanging out doing shows 03, 04, like I was intimidated by the place. I was scared by the place. It's not that it's intense competition, but like, comics, we do that. We're puff our chests, we sniff butts to see, and then like there's a lot of funny people there, and I kind of scared myself out of there. And it was starting to hang out with you, and when you show up, you're goddamn royalty there, and they're like, Mark, but then I started to feel what the store was. And it's got that golden era, and it's got a lot of different golden eras, but and I think it's in one right now, but it's like you feel the energy and you understand that you're in the same spot where like Leno did a set, Pryor dropped in, and Letterman bombed and went over here and sulked about it. Like, you get it, you feel it, and I love being part of that.
We're gonna take a risk here, boys. We're gonna bring her back. She is actual royalty because she has the tiara to prove it. Justine, how am I sounding?
Oh, you sound so good now. I'm so sorry, you guys. Technical difficulties. Oh, what an honor to be here again. I have to make 3 entrances. That's how I roll. Only child.
At least you got a laptop this time. I mean, did you have to like dust it off or anything? Like, let's go.
I barely ever use my laptop. Mitch was like, get out of the way. Let Daddy handle this.
Way to go, Mitch. Well done.
God, my tiara. Look, my tiara's crooked because of that. It was so stressful.
Sorry, Justine.
Okay, are we triviaing?
There's a magical part of Hollywood. I won't say specifically where, but every time, like if I'm driving to like film something Rotten Tomatoes or something in the morning, there's a certain intersection where it seems like every time I pull up to it, I look to my right and I see Justine walking her dog. And it's happened like 5 or 6 times in a row. I'm like, there's Justine. And I like honk my horn and like you look one way and the dog looks the other way. And I never get either one of y'all's text.
First of all, you should text me. People see me. I'm always walking in West Hollywood because I live here. But people text me all the time. They see me walking. I actually walk really close. I walk all the way down almost to your place, Josh, and then I walk back.
Yeah. Good walk. Solid walk.
solid walk.
I know the intersection you talk about, Mark, because I've yelled Justine out of my window and she just waved and yelled right back. She didn't know who it was. I guarantee you she didn't know who it was.
I never know who it is. I always just assume it's a fan.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are you getting like recognized and like is your social media just blowing up because of the funny dance show?
Oh, I mean, I got some new followers, but I mean, it's not like I'm like can't go to the grocery store or anything because of oh my God, is that one of the hosts of the unscripted dance comedy show on E?
Justine, what do you remember about being at the Comedy Store and like auditioning and doing that process of like it's a brutal process for a comic having to showcase and trying to become a paid regular at that place?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm as someone who's still trying and has been for like 11 years. Are
you not a regular there?
What? No, not yet. It's so funny because I got Montreal, which is, for those of you who don't know, a big comedy festival, this show called New Faces at Just for Laughs in Montreal in 2014. And it was when the old booker was still there, who I had been really working out in front of and really feeling good about. And I went to Montreal and came back and I was like, I can't wait to tell him. And it was the week he was gone. So I was like, this is going to be the thing that tips me over the edge and gets my name on the wall. And lo and behold, I came back and he was gone forever.
I blame Justine getting Montreal. I think that was really the fun.
Yeah. You can't have too much.
He doesn't know talent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
it's definitely intense. I feel it still if I showcase in front of, the powers that be. I get nervous and I don't really get nervous ever. But for some reason, that place just holds so much weight historically and just having your name on the wall with so many true icons and legends. It's a whole thing.
It's one of my favorite places to hang out with all of you people. So we're encouraging everybody to go to thecomedystore.com at some point. Doesn't have to be right now. You can watch the show, but make a donation to the relief fund. If you take a screenshot of your confirmation page, I'll match whatever you donated. And we really appreciate everybody at least taking the time just to even drop by the website and check out the organization that is helping the Comedy Store with the relief fund, because the employees there are the lifeblood of the place. Like I was talking about with Eliza, the stand up there is the easiest part of that plate. It's everybody who's waiting tables, who's cooking, who's bartending, who's parking cars. It's all that, cleaning up puke. It's all that stuff. And there is puke at the Comedy Store. It
is. And I just have to say, as someone who started the funny dance show in the belly room of the Comedy Store, Josh, you did the live show a couple of times. It gets really gross. Like Jeremiah Watkins threw McDonald's all over the stage and it got like stamped into the carpet, and Angels cleaned it up and turned it over for the next show to come in. So it's really important that we support them. And I'm so glad you're doing this.
Yeah. Well said, Justine.
Trying to raise a little bit of money. So Justine, Josh, Ken, I don't know if you want to chime into this too. We all have been a part of podcasts that for whatever reason didn't work out. They had a run. Okay, so what do y'all remember about the breakup of Threes? Well, first of all, tell the folks at home, Justine.
Take it.
What was Threes Too Much about? How would you describe that podcast?
Well, Josh, I think Josh coined our tagline, which was an hour of hardcore fluff. And
thank you, Justine.
I think that is exactly what it was. I think we were all obsessed with 80s and 90s movies and TV shows, and we really brought that to Threes Too Much. We were all single at the time, so it was an exciting time. We would bring in dating stories. Josh was a real wild man back then, you guys. If you think he's wild now. Whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just three friends hanging.
Back then, I think I blacked out 3 times in the same day.
Yes. Well, I remember on Halloween, I think 2013, you called me and you were just wandering around West Hollywood in jean shorts, and you were blacked out, and I had to find you. I'm on the phone with you trying to figure out where you are and like had to drive up and down every street till I found you and got you home safely.
And I'm not condoning this behavior, but I was also on some serious drugs. No, I mean, it was Halloween. I was dressed as Ken Marino from Wet Hot American Summer, which is very short jorts, a cutoff t-shirt, and a necklace, and an afro wig. And I was at Barney's from like 8 p.m. on till it closed, right? And I'm like walking home, and I'm like struggling. I'm like dragging my feet, and I'm like, I gotta call Justine. She's my only hope. I know she's sober. So
I was.
Yeah.
All of this just makes me appreciate that Amanda was sent down by God to save Josh. Like, this was needed.
Yes.
True angel, for sure.
She sure is.
Look at where we all were when Three's Too Much started. You're right. We were all single, and now Josh has Amanda, Ken has Grace, Justine has Mitch, I have Wii Golf. It's like a great. We've all grown up. So and the way that the show actually ended was, I can't remember who I came to first, but I did use naps as an excuse.
You did. You literally said, I just got to take naps. I'm not getting enough sleep and I need this 1 hour. It was a live show that took 1 hour, maybe 50 minutes even. And he's like, it's just too much for me. I know I live about a mile away, but it's just too much.
The parking could take upwards of 4 minutes, Justine. So it's tough.
It was a rigorous schedule because that was at the same studio. That was at Toad Hop. That was at the same studio where Schmoes was starting to thrive. And that's where Josh and Ken had this competition as to who was going to be the Schmoes, like social media manager or something. That's when the Legend of the Wild Man was born. So I think that's why maybe Josh was trying to live up to his own nickname by being a wild man around that time.
Right.
But also, too, I think at the same time is like Mark said he wanted naps. And then Justine and I were like, all right, well, we'll do one show without Mark. And then the next week, Toad Hop closed. And we're like, I guess that's the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
I know. They were like, who ran that? Oh, Frank and Heidi. They were like,
Heidi
we got a real radio show now, so see ya. Nope. Okay.
We're out.
All right. Well, since I have y'all here, and this is kind of something that we would do on Three's Too Much, is a little bit of trivia from time to time. So everybody in the chat room is going to play along, and the first person to get a correct answer in the chat room gets $5 from yours truly. And we're going by the way the comments come in. So get ready. Thank you, Ed Haskell. Just a dream. Eddie Harrell, thank you so much. And thank you. This beautiful border that was created for the Comedy Store donation show is from Jake Yakoveta. So thank you so much, Jake. Thank you, Paul DeNuzzo, for helping me coordinate with all this stuff. And I know how to do none of these things, but the way that the show looks as good as it does is thanks to the people behind the scenes. In the same vein that the reason why the Comedy Store is such a great humming operation is everybody that is working behind the scenes, the people that you don't see on stage. So make sure that if you have a couple coins in between the couch cushions, you're throwing them to the comedystore.com to the relief fund. So what we do on Three's Too Much, and now what we do on Mark's Virtual Bar Trivia is it's a special edition, folks. Get ready. Saved by the Bell trivia.
Oh, man. I was trying so hard because, I mean, I got us Christine Lakin, but as the show, remember?
I was talking about that to someone the other day. I was like, I had a podcast. She came down and I couldn't even remember how we got such an elite celebrity as Christine Lincoln.
Okay. I went to, I was like a contestant for a pilot on an e-dating game show.
Right.
Coming full circle, Justine. She was the host. The show never went. But I was like, hey, I host a podcast and we talk about step by step all the time. Would you want to be a guest? She's like, absolutely. Here's my number. And I was like, okay, perfect. And then here's the funniest part is I asked her to come on. I think it was Between the Sheets at the time. It might have been the Josh McCougar show. I forget. But I was like, you're the 9 o'clock slot. And she showed up at 9 in the morning and knocked on my front door. And I was like, what? Oh, she's like, oh, did you mean 9 p.m.? And I was like, I did. Do you want to come in for some coffee? And she's like, I'm good. I was like, all right, cool. See you tonight at 9.
That's so funny. She was so cool.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, so
But
here's how we're gonna play.
ahead.
Your name is gonna be your buzzer. Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question. As soon as you think you know it, Justine, Ken, Josh, you say what your name is, and then I'll call on you.
All right.
Before you reveal your answer, give me about 5 or 10 seconds to let the chat room catch up, so we can see if anybody there got the correct answer, and then I'll ask you. So none of my 3 guests are allowed to look at the chat room comments during the Say by the Bell trivia.
Got it.
And
Shut up.
judging by how excited y'all are, I really wish that I had thought of this more than 3 minutes ago.
Okay, I'm in it.
Ken's in it. Okay, so here we go. Your first question. What is the name of Mr. Belding's ne'er-do-well brother?
Josh.
Okay, Josh, you're going to be answering first. And let me get that chat room caught up. This is the best comment to Okay, so we have a correct answer on the board. Josh, what is your attempt?
I believe, like most terrible brothers, his name is Rod Belding.
Josh McCouga is correct.
Rod.
And
Rod.
Keith Kilps gets
Keith
$5.
Kilps.
Congratulations,
Keith Kilps.
Keith. Make sure that I know how to find you on either Venmo or PayPal, and the $5 is all yours. All right. Your next question. A.C. Slater's father wanted him to go to West Point and be an Army man. However, Slater was working on a wrestling scholarship to what college?
Josh.
Okay, Josh is going to be able to answer in just a couple seconds here, and he is so far looking to dominate. Okay, Josh, correct answers on the board. What's your guess?
I believe it was that fake university, California State University.
That is a question later on in the show, but no, that is incorrect for now. This is a real university. Justine, Ken, y'all want to give it a shot?
Oh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Wrestling.
It's in the Midwest.
Oh. Notre Dame.
Good guess, Ken.
Good
Shot
guess,
first.
Justine.
I'm gonna go Iowa State.
Oh, Ken, heartbreakingly close. The
Oh,
answer is Iowa.
Son of a.
Iowa.
Good.
All right. 3 questions remain in Say by the Bell trivia here on the Three's Too Much reunion. Justine, shut out thus far. Can she come back with this next question?
I don't know.
The gang gets caught using fake IDs to get into a nightclub.
Oh.
What is the name of the nightclub?
Oh,
I don't.
Josh.
Okay, Josh, give it a second. Here we go. The answer is not the Peach Pit. Okay, I see the correct answer, Josh. When you're ready.
Okay, I was gonna say it's like the something, and I was gonna say the garage, but I think it's the attic. Is it the attic?
You and Keith Kilps are correct.
Wow.
Keith Kilps again.
Kilps again from downtown.
I
Kilps.
knew it was like a house thing. It was like I could see the outside of it and the logo. Yes. Yeah.
That is correct. And I'm looking at Keith Kilp's profile. It appears that this is actually Dustin Diamond's witness protection program name. So that's the name Keith Kilps. I ever tell you guys a story? One time I was doing a club in Topeka, Kansas, and I got off stage and I just wanted to sleep, and I was driving out to LA. I was driving back to LA. And so I had 1,000 miles to drive the next day or whatever. And afterwards, the guy's like, hey, we're gonna go to the strip club. We want to come with us? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna go home and sleep and wake up early for the drive. And he's like, hey man, Dustin Diamond headlined here last week and he came with us. Like, I'm not as cool as Screech. I don't know what to tell you.
Screech never quit a podcast for naps. I'll tell you that much.
That's true.
No, he did snub a man, but yeah.
He did in fact stab him, man. Okay. Your next question.
Oh,
Yeah. Saved by the Bell trivia. This is your penultimate question in Saved by the Bell trivia, your second to last. And it is, what was the name of shit? What's her? Oh yeah. What is the name of Tori Spelling's character Violet Ann Bickerstaff's boyfriend?
oh.
Oh wow.
Josh.
Okay, Josh is gonna check in. If he misses, he is excommunicated from Mark's virtual bar trivia forevermore.
Hands off.
Okay. So
This is
at one
respect.
point she does date Screech, correct?
At one point, yes.
Right.
But that
the
is not
the first boyfriend was Eugene?
close, but no cigar.
Mm.
But because, yeah, I guess I wasn't. I'll give C-Dub $5 too, because he did say Screech, but I was thinking of the other boyfriend, the controlling boyfriend, who would snap his fingers.
Ooh.
Violet Ann Bickerstaff.
Yes.
Justine, any guesses?
Ooh, what's a name that's close to Eugene?
All I could come up with is Eunice. So like that's not can't be.
It's not that close to Eugene. Here, I'll give you all the first name, and y'all try to tell me the last name. First name is Maxwell.
First of all, Maxwell is not even in the same ballpark as Eugene, Mark.
You're right. That's fair. That's
Two
fair.
syllables. 2 syllables.
That's the only comparison.
Yeah.
Maxwell, I'll just take a stab in the dark, you guys. Levy.
Like Screech would.
I love that Justine has the look on her face like it's her 16th birthday and I did not get her the car she wanted, and she's not happy about it.
She wanted like a band, and the dad got a comic to come.
Keith Kilps crushing it. It's Maxwell Nerdstrom. Is
Was Nerdstrom?
Nerdstrom. Yeah.
That's-
Fucking
Those
90s
writers.
Mwah,
Yeah.
mwah, mwah.
Ryan Kramer representing all of the chat room saying, how is that close to Maxwell? I guess it's not. I just have Maxwell and Eugene.
It's close in that it was a moniker given to a human male.
His name is Josh. Ooh, really close to Josh. It's actually Terrence.
Okay. This one's a little bit of a deep cut, but it is the last question in Say by the Bell trivia.
All right.
So here it is. If Justine gets it, she wins. Okay. What is the name of the famous actor who turns out to be a drug user who visits the school?
I fucking know this.
Get there.
Is it Justine?
Yeah. Justine, hang on one sec. Think about it for a couple seconds while I wait for the chat room to catch up. See if I'm in the chat. Okay, I see the correct answer in the chat.
Is it Brad Pitt?
Just give it to her, Mark. Just give it to her.
Is it Marlon Brando?
Is it Eugene Pitt? Is it Eugene Pitt?
Okay, this game has taught me two things. Either y'all don't know that much about Saved by the Bell, or I know way too much about it.
I think the latter.
I'm coming up with all these.
I would have crushed.
These are all off the top of my head. So I did see the correct answer, and it's unbelievable what this guy is doing right now. I've never seen a game like this. Keith Kilps, Johnny Dakota.
He's kilping it. He is kilping it right now.
He's kilping it. Congratulations, Keith Kilps. Pretty much sweeping Saved by the Bell trivia in effect. So that was our Saved by the Bell trivia, but we do have one more thing. We're going to get to football card pack opening in just a little bit, but while we have Justine Marino of the Funny Dance Show on E, the way that we end things here on Three's Too Much is very special, and I think that it's apropos to do a COVID-19 version, a pandemic version, if you will, of D's Nuts.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Ken, you can play along with us if you want to. The way, Justine, do you want to explain to Ken how we play this?
I kind of remember it. But yeah, I kind of remember. I used to watch the show from my old day job. God, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Justine. You two schlubs were there too, but you know.
Well, we tell D's nuts jokes, but you really have to sell at the end. D's nuts.
D's nuts.
But here's the thing: is I feel like you guys always would do it really well, and then mine would be like the way I just answered Brad Pitt. You know, like D's nuts.
All right.
Usually wouldn't be able to play Yankin' by Lady on a YouTube channel, but this isn't monetized. I don't care. So
right. Fuck it. Play that bitch. I haven't heard this song in forever. Before there was Cardi B, there was Lady and Yankin', you guys.
Pussy Yankin'. To this day, that song still makes me blush. Like, I think about it, I'm like, oh.
It's so vulgar.
So vulgar.
All right, so we all have to come up with something that is pandemic related that ends here. I'll give you guys an example. Man, it's really frustrating living in the time of COVID. D's nuts.
Yes, that's good.
Well done. Well done.
Okay, who's up next?
Go
ahead, Justine. Take it.
You can't get outside for too much sunshine because of COVID, so make sure to take your vitamin D's nuts.
D's nuts.
That was Josh. That might have been the best one Justine's ever had.
Ever. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't even do it, but I will. I will. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wrapped my show. Was supposed to take my wife on a vacation to Cabo San Lucas, but instead we're stuck inside watching old football highlights of Drew Brees. D's nuts.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Real.
Okay.
Don't hurt yourself with that stretch, Josh.
I love it. You flipped it off the rhyme and not the letter D. Innovator.
Ken, do you want to attempt one before I close this out?
All right. Yeah. Hey, this is scary time. So when you're outside, grab a mask and put it all over your D's nuts.
He left the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. All right. I think I got one more. It's a little bit of a cheat, but it is timely. Ladies and gentlemen, for all the latest COVID-19 updates and for what to do and not to do, please listen to Dr. Anthony Fauci's.
Yes.
That is not the end of the show, folks, but that is going to be our time with. Look, Justine's a busy lady. She's got to walk her dog and be seen on Sunset Boulevard and at Ralph's. And I'm just, she's one of my dear friends, and I am so happy for all your success. And I hope that even though your life is a whirlwind of all these television appearances and stand-up shows, I hope you still occasionally have time to machine. Have you machined recently?
I have not. I've been machining on edibles a lot lately, you guys. Machine loves an edible. So
yeah.
I told you when you asked me if I could do this, I was like, I'll push back my evening edible just for you, sir.
Justine, do you like edibles or do you like Eddie's Nutsibles?
Oh, good one, Josh! Yeah!
That was good. That was good.
Good. Let's get a scene as soon as we can go to Barney's. I love you all.
Yes, love you too, Justine.
Love you, Justine. Give our best to Mitch, to your dog, and to Len and Lorna, okay?
Of course.
Yes.
Oh,
wait. Oh, and Ted Ritter.
And Ted Ritter.
And
Ted Ritter.
And Ted Ritter.
And John Inkenbauer. And the band Nickelback.
I was going to say, and the couch where Justine lost her virginity while listening to Nickelback.
Yeah. Okay. Go get that edible, Justine.
Bye, guys.
Love you.
What a beautiful ray of sunshine in a dark world.
That's great. That was fun.
I love at the beginning she was on her phone just kind of winging it around like classic Justine. Then she had to dust off the laptop to make it work. Just classic.
No, she in my experience, and maybe this is me watching too much of the Last Dance documentary, but it's like Justine started the show with her phone, and then when it didn't work, she invented a way to get competitive, and she's like, "Damn it, I'm pulling the laptop out for this," and she came to play.
Came to play.
Speaking of playing, I know it's a little bit later than we intended, boys. Are you all good for another 10, 15 minutes? You guys want to do pack opening?
Yeah, well, I'm not going anywhere, Mark. Go to comedystore.com. Donate. Let's do this.
Okay, well, I am going somewhere real quick to get another beer and to pee real quick. So you boys take it away. Tell them the rules. Tell the Comedy Store story. Whatever you want to do. I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Gotcha.
First of all, we'll set the rules. I've got a pack of 90 score football. 90 score football is on the docket here. And you guys are going to alternate guessing the player's team and position as best you can. We'll give a little leeway with some of the positions. That's coming up here in a bit. But Josh, do you remember your first night at the Comedy Store ever? Do you remember your first trip there?
Okay, so my first trip there, I had just moved to LA and I was doing some open mics, and I did the Laugh Factory open mic. And then I did the improv open mic because they were easier to get into. I knew that because I knew a couple of people and they could get me in there. And then everybody said, well, you got to go to the store. You got to go to the store. So my first open mic sign up, I didn't get it. Ended up like meeting like a couple comedians and I have no idea where they are. And like we went to Saddle Range for a drink. Then the next week I got in and I followed a guy that was dressed like a caddy from the Masters. Like he had a caddy outfit and a golf bag, right? And his jokes weren't good, but they were all golf related, and I got a big kick out of them.
You're
right?
Yeah.
And I think the room got a kick out of the caddy, and my first set in the open mic was fine, and I was like a little intimidated. But I remember walking off stage, and the one booker was like, "You were pretty good. Not as good as that caddy guy, but you were pretty good." And I was like, "Oh, God,
I lost to the caddy. Good chance you probably lost to a homeless guy because the open mic at the Comedy Store is full of homeless people."
Oh, it could have been. Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah, mine was a Belly Room show in March 23rd, 2003. I'll never forget my first stand-up set.
Cheers, buddy.
So Mr. Ellis is back.
I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking tonight.
What's that?
I'm not drinking tonight because I got food poisoning today, like last night, and I've had a bad day today, guys. Oh,
I'm sorry about that, buddy. What'd you eat?
I don't know. Amanda and I both got it, and we don't know what it was.
If there's one thing that can cheer you up and get over your food poisoning, it's this young man. Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's, sends a smiley face your way. Now, look, you don't live too far from a Wendy's, and it's a sought-after Wendy's because it's like the only one in Hollywood. Is that where you went?
No, unfortunately not. We went to it was a fine afternoon, and then we got takeout. And I don't want to throw out the restaurant because I actually really like it, and this has never happened from this restaurant. But I think we just ate too many different foods like in one sitting, and then I rarely drink beer anymore, and I had like a couple of different like craft beers that just did not sit well in the stomach. And Amanda liked them because they were fruity and stuff, and it just it didn't. So.
No, yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry about that.
It happens. What are you gonna do?
I passed your house today. I was out for a topless 2002 Mustang ride.
Yeah, you were.
I got sunburned by it there. I'm glad I was gonna drop by, but you would have been pooping. So
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Well, speaking of pooping, let's shit the bed here with our football pick.
Hey, Mark, you know what returns tomorrow? Live sports. Do you know that?
I am so excited to watch this. Who is it? It's Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas?
No, Ricky Fowler and Matthew Wolf.
Yeah. Who's this Wolf kid?
Well, he's a younger kid. He's a big drive off the tee. He won a couple tournaments last year, a couple of the tournaments that like you may not watch, but he's like an up and comer right now. So
okay. Yeah, but it is live golf. So we're very excited about that. We'll see if any of them can shoot 12 under over 9 holes like I have. And in the meantime, we will do our football card trivia know-how.
All right. 90 score. 90 score. Who won last time? I can't remember. Mark did. Mark, I'll go to you. Do you want to go first or defer to Mr.
I want to go first.
You want to go first? You want to get in there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hiding the chat. Hang on. Let me
hide the chat. I'm watching the chat.
Okay.
All right. Looking at this beautiful set. 90 score. Very colorful. Very colorful set. All right. First name out of the box. Joe Phillips. Team and position, if you can. Josh.
You said Joe Phillips or Phillip?
Joe Phillips. Joe Phillips.
Jeez, I should have kicked off. I will say it sounds like an offensive lineman for the Green Bay Packers.
I was going to say the same thing, Mark.
All right. Is that so Josh for a steal. Josh for a steal. Official answer, Joe Phillips.
Okay. Joe Phillips, offensive lineman, Giants.
No. And there were some guesses in there. We are looking for nose tackle, defensive lineman, San Diego Chargers.
Wow. It's a big boy.
I still don't know how the Chargers beat the Steelers in '94 in the championship game, Josh. What happened?
I was there. That Neil O'Donnell team was ill prepared for Junior Seau in that slot.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't get anything going on the ground. And they outplayed us. They really did.
Good. All right. Okay. Josh, you're up here now. Your next player is Willie Gault.
Oh, Willie Gault is a receiver. In 90, he would have. Shoot.
All right.
Receiver Seahawks.
Okay.
Mark for a steal.
Willie Gault, the man who could never beat Darrell Green in the NFL's fastest man competition.
Mm-hmm.
But he was damn fast. That kid could fly. He was a wide receiver. I think he eventually ended up on the Raiders, but I think 1990 should still show him on the Chicago Bears.
You so close. You got it. Was like my baseball card picks that go wrong. He was on the Raiders.
Raiders.
Went over there in '89, I believe.
Was he on the '85 team that won the Super Bowl?
He might have been. I don't remember that off the top of my head. He would have been possibly a rookie about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we are still tied at 0. Tied at 0. Back to you, Mr. Ellis, with Keith Millard.
I know the name Keith Millard.
Millard with the D.
Millard with a
like
D.
The duck. Millard.
I'll say he plays offensive line for the Houston Oilers.
Josh for a steal. Keith Millard.
Defensive back, Falcons.
Man, you guys are shut out. Number 75 out of Washington State for the Minnesota Vikings, defensive tackle Keith Millard. 1989 had 18 sacks. 18 sacks in 1989.
Wow.
All
Keith
right.
Millard.
Milady and Millard, says Jay Scott. All right, back to you, Josh McCouga, with Eric Thomas.
You mean Derek Thomas, linebacker, Chiefs.
Stop it. He's cheating. That's a cheat.
Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas, running back, Jets.
Mark for a steal.
I think Eric Thomas was a defensive back. I'm going to call him a safety for the Saints.
All right, we avoid a controversial decision. Cornerback Bengals.
Oh, right. Okay.
Or you were in the right part of the field. All right, back to you, Josh McCouga. The score is still 0-0.
Yeah. It's my question, right?
You're correct. I'm horrible at hosting. That's why they fired me off that trivia show. All right. Mark
I'm getting from the judges. Yes, Ken was fired.
Tim McDonald.
Oh, shit.
Timmy Mack.
Tim McDonald was cornerback 49ers.
We're looking in 1990, strong safety, Phoenix Cardinals. Oh, wait, I did it again. God damn it.
Here,
It's okay.
Just ask Josh, and then I won't steal the next. I won't steal it if Josh misses one.
Why do I always do that? I'm just so excited to let you know that Tim McDonald was the Cardinal.
It's okay. I ruined the Josh Pretty question tonight too. So
that's for your family too.
Who won Josh Pretty?
George did. First victory. Big win.
George.
Yeah.
Love me some George.
All right, strong 50 card. I'm so
here's two football. I'm going to give you guys two football trivia questions when this is over from Deb McCouga. See if you guys can get it.
Okay. All right. Oh, I think I have a chance. I know how to make it up here, possibly to Josh. Well, I'll put it up there. All right, but back to you, Josh, for the question. We're looking for Frank Minifield. Frank Minifield.
I think you mean Pat Menifee. Frank Minifield. Kicker, Browns.
Looking for a steal from Mark Ellen.
So I can steal, or do you just want to pass it?
Give him the steal.
You go for the steal. I have a separate question for Josh. Chance to get back.
Okay. Frank Minifield, I think he did play for the Browns. I'm going to say linebacker for the Browns.
Oh, Browns. We're looking for cornerback.
Oh.
3 picks in 1989, 16 in his career at that point. All right.
Not enough kicker cards.
We're going back to Mark Ellis. I still have 0-0 the score. You guys are getting
good.
Close. You're getting close. Mark
good.
Ellis, you got this one, 90 score. Steve Walsh.
Ooh.
Steve Walsh, 90 score would be 89. Should reflect him as a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
We got a point on the board. Steve Walsh taken out of Miami. He and Troy Aikman at one point battling over the future of the Cowboys. Aikman won.
He was pushing Aikman, though.
Look at that face. That's the face of a teenager. Lost to Dallas. All right. Back to you, Josh. Mark Murphy.
Mark Malone was a quarterback for the Steelers.
That's not the player, but yeah.
Oh, Mark Murphy. Yes. Mark Murphy was a offensive lineman for the Bills.
Looking for a steal from Mark Ellis.
I believe Mark Murphy started his career playing safety for the Washington Redskins and was on the winning Super Bowl 17 team. But I believe that 1989 Mark Murphy would be a safety for the Green Bay Packers.
We've got a right answer. Strong safety, Green Bay Packers. It should be noted that in chat, Keith Kilps killed that one as well. He's on fire.
Jeez. Is Keith Kilps me just a better version?
He's a better version of all of us. All right, we are with you, Mark, on the question here. The first one up. Freddie Joe Nunn.
I love this name.
Freddie Joe None of your business.
Freddie Joe Nunn.
I know the name.
I bet you do.
I'll say wide receiver, Houston Oilers.
Looking for a steal from Josh McCouga. Freddie Joe Nunn.
Freddie Joe Nunn, receiver, Jets. Seems like a Jets kind of guy.
Or playing out of Mississippi for the Phoenix Cardinals, defensive end, Freddie Joe Nunn.
Is that who Cuba Gooding Jr. was based off of and Jerry Maguire?
Exactly it. All right, we are back.
Is Josh on the toilet right now? Is that where he's broadcasting?
On the toilet. That's the food poisoning chair. Don't forget, if you're out there watching us live, Comedy Store Relief Fund. If you want to donate, head on over to the Comedy Store website. Mark Ellis will match any one of your donations if you send him photographic proof is the word we all need here. It's late in the night. All right, who gets this? This is the Cougs.
Me.
All right, Bobby Humphrey.
Stan Humphrey was the quarterback that beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Too bad that's not the question, but yeah. Bobby Humphrey.
Bobby Humphrey would have been a running back for the Bears.
Whew.
Looking for a steal from Mark Ellis.
That was too close. Bobby Humphrey, I believe that he was drafted and was still with the Broncos as the eventual replacement for a late career Tony Dorsett. So I'm going to say he was the running back for the Broncos.
That's right. With 1,151 yards rushing in his rookie season, Bobby Humphrey eventually goes to the Miami Dolphins in a trade and is never heard from again.
I did not know that because Bobby Humphrey is a beast in Tecmo Super Bowl.
He was great. And
Is he really?
Yeah.
the Dolphins picked him up and was one of those, like, we finally got Marino running back, and that was the end of his career. So we are up 3-0 here, Mark Ellis, but Josh does have a chance.
I think that's 4. Sorry, I think I have 4.
4?
I think I have 4.
Gotcha. Putting down 4. Eddie's helping me keep track of the score here, so I got 4-0.
The claw.
But hey, we still got time left here for Josh to catch up, but we are going to Mark Ellis. Mark Ellis, can you name team and position for Deion Sanders?
Damn it. This would have been my only. I can't going to get Willie Galt.
Yeah, this was very early in Deion's career. The card may actually have him still playing for Florida State, but obviously he was a very high draft pick from the Atlanta Falcons.
Right.
And he was cornerback.
That is right. Prime time. He was a Falcon. He did have 5 interceptions in 1989 while playing for the Yankees as well. So
the Falcons should have never gotten rid of those red helmets. Those things
I was just going to say, those uniforms are clean, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, they went Glanville black because of Elvis. And look at that. All right. 5-0. We have 5 cards remaining, and Josh will get a bonus here to make up for my mess up. But Josh, back to you. Yeah, and Peggy says in chat, primetime rookie card. Yeah, kind of worth probably 28 cents. But
yeah.
Josh, to you, can you give me team and position for Warren Moon?
Quarterback, friggin' Houston Oilers. The Steelers had his number.
Josh McCook is on the board. Put it on the board. Yes. Remember?
I watched the comeback game, the Frank Reich comeback game, and Warren Moon was on fire in the first half in that game.
You remember that? He was. Haywood.
There's this old story that a guy would dress up like an astronaut in the parking lot of Three Rivers Stadium and let people hit him, like he was walking on the moon, like Warren Moon, and people could tackle him. I never saw it, but that was like the story that existed.
Uh-oh. All right. I'm not messing. I got to keep the integrity of the pack here. We're going back to you, Mark. I'm going to need, and this is not a regular card, so there's a bonus in here if we want. But Mark, I'm going to need position and team of Jim Everett.
Oh.
Do not call him Chris.
Do not call him Chris.
You're not going to call me Chris.
Do not call him Chris. He was a quarterback who would throw to such luminaries as Willie Flipper Anderson and Henry Ellard for the Los Angeles, once and again, Rams.
That is right. Jim Everett for the Rams. But I'll tell you what, this is not a normal card. It's a hot gun card. So Josh, can you guess? I'll give you within 1 point range. Can you guess Jim Everett's quarterback rating for 1989?
He was really good. When he was healthy, he could play.
93.4.
Ooh, too far over. Mark, no points, but do you have a guess?
I'll go 86.3.
A little too low. Looking for 90.6. 90.6. Hot gun. All right, that kind of seals the deal there. Josh, you can't come back, but I do have 3 cards left. If you guys want to just play it out, play out the string, play for points.
Let's do it.
All right, back to you, Josh. 90 score player. I'm going to give you a player. I need position team for Jerry Ball.
Jerry Ball.
Yeah.
Jerry Ball. Weirdly enough, my guidance counselor in 5th and 6th grade's name was Mrs. Ball. Her husband's name was not Jerry Ball. But Jerry Ball, I believe, played offensive line for the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, no. Mark, can you steal?
Yeah, I think that he was a nose tackle for the Detroit Lions.
Oh my God, Jerry Ball, big Jerry Ball, playing weight listed at 283, but you tell me that's accurate. I don't think.
No, that's
His one leg is 283.
He also, I don't know if you can see it. He also switched to that face mask that all the players switched to in the late 80s, early 90s. That was like flat bars. It's like
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like them.
Best face mask of all time, Ricky Jackson when he was with the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
He had like a UFC cage.
He did. He did.
All right, Mark, back to you for points, for bragging rights. Jeff Cross. Jeff Cross.
Jeff Cross sounds kind of like a tight end, but I think he's a little bigger than that. So I'm going to say he played offensive line for, I'm going back to the well once again, for the Houston Oilers.
No, we're looking for a steal from Josh McCouga.
Jeff Cross, defensive lineman, Packers.
So close. Defensive end for the Miami Dolphins. 10 sacks.
We
thought we finally found a pass rusher to go with Offerdahl in the middle. That didn't last long. All right, final one. Going back to you, Josh. Close it out. Steve Mcmichael.
Steve Mcmichael. Well, wait, did Randy McMichael have a brother?
Tight end for the Dolphins.
Steve McMichael, backup QB, Giants.
Oh, we need a steal from Mark Ellis, Steve.
Yeah, this is where I know that he played for the Bears and he was on the 85 legendary team. I'm just trying to remember if he was offensive line or defensive. I think he was defensive line. I think he was like number 76, something like that. So I'm going to say he was I'm going to say like I'll say nose tackle for the Chicago Bears.
You were right about number 76. He was technically defensive tackle for the Chicago Bears. Not too long after this, we all know, about 3 seasons, he retires and becomes a professional wrestler, one of the worst in the 90s.
Yep.
We'll give that to him. Mark, 8-1 final victory there. 8-1 final victory. Pretty clean sweep. But I'll tell you what, we have, because it's a score, we have this like little sport flick trivia thing.
Oh.
Mark, what do you say? What do you say that we put this up to the chat? And you winner, and then we can match it to the donation there. Right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, here we go. In chat, you guys, Mark will help look for it here. 3 teams
in there.
Boy, Jean-Jules. 3 teams have made, and this is in 1990. Go back in time. 3 teams have made only 1 appearance in the Super Bowl and won their games. Name 2 of them.
So it's 3 teams who have only been to the Super Bowl once and won.
Yes.
I got it.
Okay. You going back to 89. That would be then it would be the Baltimore Colts.
The Kansas City.
Okay.
And the New York Jets.
Okay.
Oh shit.
And I think Josh is right with the Kansas City Chiefs.
In
core. Oh no! Sorry.
Yep.
That's right. The Chiefs lost Super Bowl 1, so that they'd been twice.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Max McGee's game.
Yeah.
2
so
of
going back to 89.
I got it.
The Bears.
Bears.
Yeah. Bears, Jets. That'll count.
Colts were wrong.
Jets.
Oh, right, because they lost Super Bowl 3.
It would be Jets, Bears, Vikings, right?
Nope.
Don't you dare give this away, Ken.
We do have by the way, our official winner. He got 2 of the 3. The first in chat was Kyle Harlow, said
Okay.
Bears.
Yeah, it's the New York Football Giants.
That is right. The New York Football Giants defeated the Broncos. The Bears beat the Patriots in '86, of course, and the Jets defeated the Colts. So Kyle Harlow was the first to win by saying Bears and Jets, naming 2 out of 3. I'm looking for maybe a bonus, Mark, of someone who actually got all of them, but Let me scroll.
I thought Nicholas McColas got it.
Yeah, he did. At least according to mine, he did. Yeah. Yep. Nicholas got Jets, Bears, Giants. So we have two winners
Yeah.
there.
I was with you, Star Drew, for a second. Then, the Chiefs did lose Super Bowl I to a very hungover Max McGee catching 2 touchdown passes.
I think you and I have made that reference on Schmodown 15 times, and we're going to do it again. We're back in
somebody in the chat saying the first appearance by the Vikings in the Super Bowl was against the Steelers, and I was like, oh yeah, shit, not bad. I thought they won one, but that's my bad.
Now, I think that they would have won one if Gary Anderson didn't miss that kick in '98. I think that they beat the Broncos.
I don't disagree.
That's right. Good job,
all right, gentlemen. Well, look, it's been a great show. I've kept everybody way too long, but hopefully it was entertaining because actually we have more viewers right now than we did when we started. So I guess we've done a semi-capable job of entertaining everybody. I want to thank all the great comics that popped in and said hi, from Eliza Schlesinger. Thank you, Noah, her awesome husband, who is a world-class chef, Steve Simone, Justine Marino. Nick Mundy popped in and said hi and then had to leave because he's got the baby. So always good to hear from Nick. And Josh, yes, sir.
Real quick, I have 2 quick trivia questions. Let's see if you get them. Real quick.
Yes.
Football based. And these were on Josh Pretty tonight. These were written by my mother, by the way. Okay, here we go. In 1944, because of World War II, the NFL teams of Pittsburgh and Philadelphia played as one team called what?
I got it.
Mark?
The Steagles.
That is correct. The Steagles.
Wow, that's
Pennsylvania Steagles.
That's not a bad. It's not a bad joke. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Coming from me, you wouldn't know the difference.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's put our teams together. Call them the Steagles. That's a winner.
The best part was they were just the Eagles colors with an Eagles logo, and they just put an ST in front of it. They were like, it's our bag. And question 2, in what year did the Steelers become the first NFL team in which the players on the roster had never worn any other NFL uniform? So every player on the Steelers had only played for the Steelers.
Wow.
What season? What year?
What year? Yeah.
Oh, that's deep.
I know. It's a Deb Makuga deep cut.
I'll say 79.
I'll say 78.
Ken Knapsack for the victory. 1979. 1979. Well done. Well done, boys. Well done.
No, well done, Deb Makuga. That's great.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. Living the dream.
Well, thank you, boys, once again for hopping on here. Everybody watching it means the world to us that you hang out with me and my virtual bar here every-ish Saturday night. I'll make sure everybody gets their Venmo, their PayPal this week. If you want a trivia question tonight, whether it was the food movie questions or it was a Saved by the Bell or it was one of these sports questions, just let me know. Hit me up however you want to. Shoot me a DM, PayPal, Venmo. Either way works. And again, the reason why we're all here tonight especially is to help out the world-famous Comedy Store. Just go to comedystore.com. All the information. It's very easy to donate. It's a couple clicks, and you did a nice thing for some very nice people who are really the lifeblood of the comedy club and by proxy, the reason why assholes like me can get on stage and have a career at all. So thank you guys for watching. Josh, Ken, last words.
Hey, what I'm going to do after this is going to pour a drink, and Grace and I are going to watch some Fred Willard movies. So that one actually hit me pretty hard today. I'll be honest with you. He's not just someone, he actually influenced my style. If you ever have thought, Ken's kind of amusing at the desk, I'm just doing a 2% impersonation of Fred Willard in Best in Show. So I really love Fred Willard, and go catch some of the stuff from Fernwood tonight, Roxanne, anything else. Take a moment, pay respects to a comedy legend.
Agreed. And I think we all felt a little sting in the soul today because today was John Schnepp's birthday. So.
Yeah, Josh, I'm going to make you drink a little bit at some point. You don't have to do it on camera, but everybody raise a glass. And if you guys want to raise a glass and take a picture of yourself doing so, you can Instagram with include Holly Payne, which is Betty Draper's fat suit. Still my favorite Instagram handle of all time. I know it means a lot to her, and it means a lot to Schnepp. He's watching over all of us. He would have been 53 today. So cheers to John Schnepp. Cheers to everybody out there. Josh and Ken, cheers to y'all. Love you, boys.
Love you, buddy.
In the words of a great comedian, thank you. Good night.